This Waycross community media program is made possible by Fusible, Asian Grill and Sushi, Driver Ed Academy, where your safety begins. Anderson Automatic Heating and Cooling, Mullely's Detail Specialist, CSL Plasma, good for you, great for life, and Joseph Toyota of Cincinnati.
Service you can trust. From the most trustworthy brand. Where your neighbor chooses to put their trust. Easy. True. Clear. Shop the Joseph Toyota Advantage. Closer to your home than you think.
Welcome to OHSAA Football, week number 8. In this episode, Waycross Community Media is happy to bring this Cloud9 conflict from the campus of Mount Hilton High School between the Fighting Owls and the Northwest Knights. I'm Jake Williams, and along with Mitch Mays, we bring the call from Owl's Nest Stadium. Now, both these teams have a lot to prove tonight, Mitch. Coach Harvey Crouch has his Owls no doubt ready since they are still on the playoff bubble at number 8. Coach Lee Johnson's Knights, fresh off last week's homecoming victory, march into the down-low stadium looking to knock the Owls from their perch. Mitch, what insights can you provide about possibilities in tonight's matchup?
Well, Jake, one of the things you have to really worry about is when two neighborhood teams play, you have to throw out all the records and all the pre-game talk and all that stuff, because you better hope the fire department is close, because where there's smoke, there's fire. And I tell you, that's what's going to be happening tonight.
Okay, before we go too far, as we see the teams getting ready to line up for the Owls to kick this thing off tonight, so I want to say tonight's officials are the referee is Mark Kling, the umpire Dan Hill, the linesman is Gregory Kling, the line judge is I don't have it. It's
A little short kick right here. Oh, right there, a little unnecessary roughness. It wasn't called.
the line judge and the back judge are father and son combinations of the Kruthoff family. I don't have the first names, but the line judge and the back judge are the Kruthoffs. Something happened.
I know.
Okay, so the Knights are on the field, led by their quarterback, senior quarterback, Damon Cherry, number 4. He's under center for this first snap. He turns, and he gives this ball off, but Owl defenders are in the Knight backfield on that play.
Yeah, right there. You see right there, Jake speed kills, and right there they was able to get penetration. And Northwest looked like they may have lost a yard.
Northwest, they come in here. Damon Cherry, number 4, he's got some offers, Division II offers, I believe. See, here they are. Cherry under center again on this second down play.
It looks like the Owls are playing like a 4-4-3 type of defense, and I tell you right now, they're standing their gaps, and it's going to be tough for Northwest to try to run that ball.
11:08 left to go in the first quarter here. The Joseph Toyota first quarter. Of course, the Mount Healthy Owls, they got this red and black. Going to have these dark uniforms, somewhat hard to read these numerals, sort of like last week.
Deja vu all over again there, Jake.
Jerry under center. He's looking to throw. He rolls to his right, but he's being chased down by Owl defenders, and he throws it away just to get out of it. It's going to be incomplete, so it's going to bring us to a 4th and 12.
Well, right there was a great series by Mount Healthy's defense, Jake, and that's what they needed to do, to establish a defensive front, 3 and out, make them punt.
That's right. Now, see who the Knights got back to punt. It's like number 71 is going to be punting for the Knights. This is Noah Hill. Was at practice one day this week, and Noah Hill, he sticks his foot in this just right. That ball go down the. Yeah, see, he's been booming some punts lately, but.
Oh, that was a tough catch right there.
It'll be run out of bounds. Looks like at midfield. They call it the Knight 48-yard line, maybe.
Yeah, that was a tough catch right there from Kelly. I'm surprised he tried to make that catch on the run.
So it looks like the Mount Healthy Owls are going to put it here and set up shop on northwest side of the field. Of course, they're going to take this back on a penalty. They're saying that he called for a fair catch, and upon reception of the catch, he tried to motivate up the street a little bit there.
It looked like he tried to allow people to fall asleep, and fair caught the ball and was going to run after the catch.
Okay, so it's like here's the Knights. It's like their first play under center is going to be number 5. Is their hand off inside. He's still on his feet, muscling in there. Looks like he's got about a 5-yard gain.
We look like we got a nice little running back in Mincy, who looks to be the same type of running back as Mayan Williams. Seems like the My Healthy Owls are going to try to pound the ball up between the tackles.
So Michael Crawford, senior quarterback, 5'9", 165 pounds. Looks like we got a Northwest Knight down on the play. But you're right, Mitch, about Mincy. Of course, we know the Mount Healthy annals, there's always been, seems like someone by the last name of Mincy doing it well for the Owls.
And he seems to be their go-to running back, Jake, and it looks like they're going to try to feed him early and often during the ball game. Well, last week, Jake, was one of the fastest games I've ever done between Edgewood and Winton Woods. The clock was just running constantly. Edgewood tried to take the air out of the ball and time off the clock.
Well, speaking of Winton Woods, I was over there saying hi to Coach Dre for a minute, and the Warriors are playing against the Elder Panthers over in the pit tonight, and of course,
it looks like it's going to be a nice little game over there at the pit tonight.
Talking to Coach Dre, he's going to be rooting for the Northwest Knights in this game, I guess, for the idea of his points in the computer ratings. But I think Winton Woods don't need to worry about that computer as long as they keep coming up with W's.
That's all you need to do. Only thing you can do is worry about the teams that you play in front of you and hope to put a W right in front of those right there, Jake. And early on in that Winton Woods and Elder game is no score, so that's a positive thing right there.
So this is how they're carrying off here. It's going to be going off under his own power. It's like number 14.
That's Owen Messon. Got caught up among the big fellas up in there.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6. Michael Crawford under center. 10:04 left to go in the Joseph Toyota first quarter. Crawford barking orders. Sends man in motion. There's the give inside. Mincy
Fumbled the
goes
ball.
out on the floor.
Looks like my healthy might have got it.
Yeah, come on, we see on the replay here that
Wow, how did they not recover? How did Northwest not recover that football? They did everything but hand it to themselves.
I see number 24, Diego Neri, for the Knights, trying to scoop and score with that one. Going to make it a 3rd and 8. Ball's on the 49-yard line of the Owls.
Looks like the Owls may be taking a timeout here. I've seen the time clock running out. So right here, you look like Northwest is going to be in a cover 2 type defense. Seems like they're going to make the Owls try to pick their way down the field. Looking like they're trying to take everything deep away and make them come underneath. Wow, how that ball not bounced into the gold and white.
From what I saw at practice, the Owls have receivers that can get open. Definitely, and they will go over the middle from the way it looks to me. I haven't seen it much this year, but from what I've seen, I like. Anytime you got receivers willing to go over the middle.
Well, in today's football game, receivers don't really have to worry about, getting hit like they used to get hit. Because you see a lot of them continuing instead of stopping and sitting in the scene, they continue to run. And back in the old days, in Jack Tatum days, that was a no-no.
Here we are.
Quick handoff to
Handoff,
misdirection.
Breaks around the tackle. He stiff arms this guy, and he's down the sideline, still on his feet. Looks like they got him run out of bounds finally at the Knight 23-yard line, where it'll be 1st down.
Great run right there from Mincy. Great misdirection play from Mount Healthy.
Let's see. Yeah, the guys just over pursued it, and poor number 9 for the Knights. He took a stiff arm to remember. It's going to be Isaiah Lovelace. And there was very little love in that stiff arm that he took. Fakes to give to Mincy. Keeps himself, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds.
Yeah, right there looked like a little RPO right there, but the pitch man took himself out of the play right there, and the quarterback looked the pitch, but he wasn't there, so he had to wind up keeping that ball.
So, they make a nice play and then they lose. It's like about
Yeah, but when you
5
got
yards.
Tyron Mincy back there, he can make it up for you really fast.
Here's the Knights on defense. Mincy pushing the pile ahead for a couple of harder yards.
Yeah, it looked like Mincy might have picked up 4 right there. We're going to have about 3rd or 6 right there. I tell you, Jake, I like how Mincy runs real strong inside.
Of course, last time, well, we'll wait till after this play. Michael Crawford.
And it looks like Northwest is anticipating the run. They got 8 or 9 guys in the box. They daring my healthy to throw, but whoa, just
In
missed
the
the tackle
round.
right there.
Let him go. He's still on his feet down about the 5-yard line. You see Diego Neri. He got faked out. Another Knight defender, kind of slow to get up.
Right there, he was right there to make the tackle, but he didn't break down to make the tackle, Jake. And great run from Mount Healthy.
1st and goal for Mount Healthy here. Turn and give. Mincy with the ball, still on his feet. There's a whistle. He's not going to make it in. This is where the Knights are going to have to stiffen up. I guess with Mincy, it's almost like a old military term, fire and forget. Hitting the ball, and he's in there, touchdown.
There he goes. He's getting a positive 3 and 4 yards per carry, so you might as well keep feeding the workhorse.
This is Mount Healthy senior night, and they have no intention of coming away on the short end of this score, the way it looks to me. And again, Fighting Owls are still alive in the playoff. So, Fighting Owls getting ready to try this extra point. So it's a low kick, but it's going to be missed. So with 7:22 left to go in the Joseph Toyota first quarter, we have a score: the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 6 and the Northwest Knights nothing. See what this flag comes out to be about. It's like it's going to be assessed on the kickoff.
Yeah, man, there's been a little talking going on. I mean, these days players can't really kind of talk smack or taunt each other anymore. They throw the flag, Jake.
Well, probably did the right thing because this rivalry could get out of hand if they don't watch it.
Yes, it can.
I can remember a few years back, Javier Pitts, when he was on this team, you know, he was give him the ball. I think he's still doing hammer down for Mount St. Joe College. I've heard games on the radio where he was doing his thing. Isaiah Sosa setting up for the kicking duties for the Knights, for the Owls. Gonna kick it to the Knights. They come up with, pin them back deep. You can't allow a big return on this. Kick is up, short kick. It's picked up on the far side. It's not picked up, it's out of bounds on the far sideline.
Almost picked up from Mount Healthy right there. Is that rain out there, Jake?
Yeah, we got some rain, but this rain here shouldn't be a factor.
As long as we don't see no lightning or hear no thunder, we okay.
I don't think there's any lightning going on.
Here we
The
go
night
with some,
offense.
excuse me, Jake. Here we go with some good old-fashioned football in the rain.
Demond Cherry under center. Everybody bunched in tight. Probably direct handoff. Cherry gives the ball off, and the Fighting Owl defense is there saying, I don't think so.
No, it looked like he may have lost a half a yard right there, Jake. I mean, everybody was bunched up, and with the rain coming down like that, you don't want to make a lot of mistakes because that's a whole new element.
Oh yeah, so you can see the rain better on the replay camera, better than I can just looking out the window here. It's going to bring it 2nd and 10 here. Timeout on the officials. Okay, so Cherry back under center.
Fumble on the snap.
Cherry's running for his life and he throws it away.
That has to be intentional grounding because there was no one in the area on that.
Oh yeah, you can see he's pouring down good rain on that field.
There wasn't a receiver in sight. How is that not intentional grounding?
Well, that's the worst officiating we're going to have is difference of ideas on that. That's not too bad. We don't want the one later on where super costly and game impact. So, there they go. They must have heard you, Mitch. Intentional grounding on the Northwest Knights.
Intentional grounding is called on the night.
I'm sure Coach Lee Johnson doesn't like this thing going backwards. See on the replay here where, these guys got to give Cherry some time. It's going to be third down and 22 here.
Right now, Jake, you look for a nice little handoff up the middle and punt. Right now, they're going to have to turn this game into a field position game with the rain, and it's tough to handle the ball right now. So, turn it into a field position game and see who makes the most mistakes.
See who can avoid mayhem in October. There's a crossbar give. He's still on his feet, breaks a tackle. Gets this ball up to about 21-yard line here. Gets a big chunk back. 6:15 left to go.
Yeah, right now, in a game like this, you're going to see a lot of old 1930 football, Jake. Misdirections, cross bucks, and all kind of stuff.
It looks like that play that they ran earlier this season, Gage Starrett, first hands on the ball in this double reverse. Noah Hill back to punt. And he said if he gets his foot in one, it's going to sail. With
Trouble with the
snap, but they're in on him.
Roughing the punter.
Looks like they got him, but I don't see the flag out.
Yeah, it's
They
out
must
there.
have got it. Oh, yeah, there it is. So it looks like Fighting Owls, after that good defensive work, now they're going to let the Knights keep the ball here. See on the replay here, Noah Hill did
I don't
good.
see how he didn't get that football.
Noah Hill's so big, it's a wonder the guy that run into him didn't come up hurt.
Roughing the kicker call is
So the officials march this off. We'll put this thing down on the Knight 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. This is where Devon Cherry, this is where he might have an idea of taking it himself. It's under center. Rolling to his left, this ball's thrown.
Do it up for
Coming
grabs.
down, and it's going to be incomplete. Falling incomplete at the Fighting Owl 23-yard line.
And that was good coverage from Deontay Hall right there. I know Damon Cherry just threw that ball as far as he can throw it, hoping for something to happen downfield, but it didn't. Great defense right there from Hall. Well, I kind of like the Northwest is trying to make something happen.
Well, Northwest, they are on the short end of a 6-0 score, so it's imperative that they get into the end zone. It's like the nice fake, but Fighting Owl defense, again, is up for the occasion, and they stuffed this thing down for no gain, maybe a yard loss.
It's a flag being thrown late. It's a personal foul against the Owls.
Personal foul against the Fighting Owls.
I don't know about that. It looked like a little early quick whistle right there. Looked like a quick whistle right there, Jake.
It's aiding this drive. I mean,
Yes, it is. Penalties is killing this drive, but you think about it. Right there was the hit.
ball now at the 39-yard line in Al's territory.
I don't see
Okay.
much there. I don't really see much there, Jake.
First down and 10. For the
Yeah,
night.
So they're going to put this thing set up shop on the Fighting Out 39-yard line. First and 10. Knights break the huddle up on the ball. Here's the give inside, and that looks like about a 10-yard pickup there for the Knight offense.
like a little quick handoff to Bobby Green. Straight up the middle, picked up about 8 or 9 yards right there, Jake. Second and about 1.
See on the replay, he cut right through and didn't waste any time deciding where he was going.
Second down and 1.
So a 9-yard pickup, Cherry under center. False start on the Knights. So now they're going to be moving back. Looks like this chain gang is wearing out a pair of shoes going back and forth.
Second down and 6.
Cherry turns and gives. About a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, it looked like they may have found something quick up in the middle between the tackles. A bunch of quick hitters to Green on this drive right here, Jake. He's picking up 2 and 3 yards a pop.
Clock rolling, 3:50 left to go in the Joseph Toyota first quarter. See the Knights up on the ball. It's like another running formation here. No. Cherry, straight drop.
Quarterback draw.
Now he's going to keep it. He runs around the tackle. He's got a block downfield. And he's still going down the left sideline where it's going to be a touchdown. Fighting Out defender came up to meet him, but it was too late at that point.
Well, it looked like Cherry, it was a quarterback draw all the way. Took about 3 steps back, acting like he was going to pass, and it was a quarterback draw from the get-go, Jake.
Number 4, Carey, the quarterback.
Well, this is what the Knights need to
Yes,
shake.
sorry about that, Jake. This is exactly what they needed, a drive of that magnitude, aided by a couple flags to help them out, but anything that can keep you close in the ball game.
It's like Melanie Wilsbach in to try the extra point,
It's blocked.
and it's blocked.
Looked like the timing was off a little bit on that extra point, Jake.
So with 3:24 left to go in the Joseph Toyota first quarter, we have a score: the Fighting Owls 6 and the Knights 6. So we got what, 2 missed extra points? We don't know if they'll come in to be a factor in the outcome later on or not, but since they both missed it. See here on the Fuse Bowl replay here that, again, Cherry, this is his kind of play.
Yeah, this is this kind of weather, too. I tell you, guys, as elusive as he is, you know, it's tougher on the defender because the offensive player knows where he's going. With a little wet footing, the defense is in a little trouble.
So we got Noah Hill, number 71, about to step into this kick for the Northwest Knights. He's kicking this ball. It's like this is a pooch type of kick, and it's off this guy's hands, and now there's Northwest Knights in his face, and he's down at the 30-yard line.
Daquan Price returning the kickoff right there. Excuse me, Jake, it was Jamal Kelly.
See Jamal Kelly on this. I don't know with the night here we see on the replay, Kelly looking for a place to go, but Knight special teams covered that pretty good. Well, here comes the Fighting Owls on offense. Ball on their own 30-yard line here. Michael Crawford under center. Got Mincy back there with him, or behind him there. There's a give to Mincy. No, Crawford pulls it out of his gut. Runs around right in for about an 8-yard gain on the play.
Nice little keeper right there from the quarterback of My Healthy right there. I tell you, good RPO right there, run pass option. Put it in Mincy's gut, but kept it.
So it's going to be 2nd and 5. Night defense is playing tight. They got a big nose tackle. That's number 75, Isri Julius. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down.
It looks like either team is really worried about the pass. They're just putting 8 or 9 guys up in the box, and they're daring Mount Healthy to throw the football.
Turn give, Mincy with the carry. And
1st down for Mr. Mincy.
well, this is where you can see that these are going to be clock-eating drives. And like you say, if they're just going to run, they're just going to be...
Yeah, they're going to make they're going to make Northwest stop the run first.
There's
Keep
the
it
fake.
right there.
Round left in, number 5, Michael Crawford. But Knight defense showing good speed to get out there to the edge.
Yes, they are. They do have some speed out there on the edge right there because Crawford has some really good wheels.
That's right. It'll be 2nd down 8, 1:48 left to go in the Joseph Toyota first quarter. There's the give, but Knight defense is in on him, and he's got nowhere to go. And he's converged on by the Knight defense, where there's going to be no gain or a little loss on the play. It's going to be 3rd down.
3rd down and about 10 right here. Looked like they went with another misdirection play right there. But unfortunately, Northwest stayed in their gaps, had a little discipline right there on defense, stayed in their lanes and made a nice play.
So this is where the Knight defense, they're going to have to get off the field.
That's what you need to do right here, 3 and out. Help out your help your offense out a little bit, get 3 and out, and get off the field. Early on, Jake, we have Elder 7, Winton Woods 0.
Okay. You know what? Talking to Mount Healthy Athletic Director Lori Miller before the game. She's telling her plans for the future around the program. She wants to build on these second-tier sports, in introducing the club sports around here, such as maybe broom ball, tennis. 3rd down, 1:15 left to go. Crawford rolling to his right, looking to throw this time. Ball's complete. If it's
First
in bounds,
down.
it's going to be a 1st down.
Oh, it's just maybe, that's probably a nose of the football a little short right there, Jay.
Well, we'll see if they'll probably go for it.
Oh, they have to go for it right now. It's on the 50-yard line.
It's like the chain gang's going to have to take a visit across the field on this.
Yeah, I thought the spot was a little short right there. I thought for sure he had the first down when he came down with the football.
Of course, we won't be able to get a look at this. Mount Healthy players will be blocking our view. They're calling it a first down. First down by the nose of the football. Nice reception by Deontay Hall, number 11, to keep the sticks moving. Looks like what the rain has kind of subsided again for now.
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know if I see some raindrops, Jake. I'm not for sure. Now I think they ought to commence it, giving the ball to Mr. Mincy.
There's Mincy with the carry. Not much room on this play, about maybe a yard or two gain, if that.
Kenyon Smith stayed home and made a nice tackle for Northwest.
So it's going to bring it to 2nd and 10, they're calling it. 35 seconds left to go in the Joseph Toyota first quarter. There's Mincy with the carry again. He's still muscling his way in there. Ball's going to be put down on the 42-yard line. About 43-yard line, so 9 seconds left to go. We don't know if they'll get this one off. 3 seconds to get it off. Jumps the defender, Michael Crawford, run out of bounds, but picked up the first down, leaping over a would-be tackler on the sideline.
That was a great leap. But you know, Jake, I don't know if it's the college level or the high school level that you're not allowed to leap over the ball, over the defensive player.
Well, he didn't know that.
No, that was just an instinctive move.
So now, as we change at the end of the first quarter here from Mount Healthy High School, we have a score of the Fighting Isles 6 and the Northwest Knights 6.
Also, another update with Wint Woods and Elder. As of now, is Winton Woods 7, Elder 7.
All right, so looks like they're going to have a shootout. Winton Woods been lighting up the scoreboard lately. Like they're going to bring their chains out again for another measurement before they change into the field here.
Yeah, I was surprised. You know, I'm not really clear on that rule, but I believe
First down,
Mount Healthy.
Oh yeah, it's still pouring down rain pretty good down there.
Yeah, and with the elements coming down like that, Jake, it's going to be pretty tough on both teams. And you just got to do sound fundamental football and, you know, and try not to make no mistakes, because it's going to come down, if the rain keeps coming down like that, it's going to come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes.
And you can see it's probably going to be steady diet of Mr. Mincy that the Knights are going to have to face.
Well, yeah, this is this type of ball game right here. With rain coming down like that, you're going to give it to your best running back and feed him the football time after time.
Looks like the Fighting Isles will set up shop on the Knight 38-yard line here. Going from right to left.
Well, we got a 1st and 10 right here, Jake.
Knights had it stacked up. Good yardage on the play, though. Mincy just muscling ahead there, refusing to go down.
Looked like he went off right tackle and picked up about 7 yards right there, Jake.
On the replay there, you know, the night defender did well to turn that in. Man in motion for the Owls. Still on his feet. Out of bounds. Michael Crawford is run out of bounds by the all-night defense.
Well, right there on that RPO, it looks like he may have he should have gave that ball up to Mr. Mincy. And one thing I'm really confused about is the pitch man taking himself out of the play a little bit. I don't know. He needs to really pitch that ball sometimes just to keep the defense honest.
You're probably right. I mean, it looks like the pitch guy's spectating the play a little bit too much. Man in motion. Rolling to his left this time. Night defenders are there, but he's running through him. He's still on his feet. Good tackle made by the night defender, number 9, Isaiah Lovelace on the tackle.
Yeah, right there. The defensive end stayed home on this play right here. He turned it back in, and the quarterback did a great job of getting something out of this anyway.
Well, that was a nice play, though. Because that almost started to look like that Shaquan Barkley 9-yard run from last night. He was just bouncing off of things. And it's like Mincy's still on his feet.
Yeah,
trying to get him down, but not until after he picks up the first down. And the replay here. I mean, Mincy, this looks like must be the year for wearing number 28.
I tell you, he's a workout. He's a workhorse. I tell you that right now. He has the ability to take it to the house every time. And the difference between Mincy and Mayan Williams takes those to the house.
There's Mincy with the carry inside, flag on the play. See what they come up with. Somebody on the Knights may have been lined up off sides. Sideline infraction against the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls, and get down here where they didn't need that. Messing up the chemistry of this drive. Fighting Owls break the huddle. They're up on the ball. 2nd and 9. Mike Crawford and pistol with Mincy back there with a whistle.
Looks like we might have a delay of game, or did they reset the clock? Or timeout? Timeout, Mount Healthy.
Timeout on Fighting Owls called timeout. 9:39 left to go in the half. So Mount Healthy again now. They still got a possibility. They're on number 8 currently in the rankings, but they can come up with the W tonight. That gives them another week closer to the end of the season, where they're still into this thing.
Yes, sir. That's the way you want to do. Keep yourself alive in the playoff picture, Jake. Looks like Colerain is rolling over Lakota East 21-0.
Okay,
the number 1 team around in the tri-state.
Well, of course.
They seem to just keep reloading over there on Colerain Avenue.
Of course, now, I don't know if they have any more games on our Waycross network this year or not.
But I know one of the things is, St. X's, they're still hubbing around 12 or 8, and you would hate for St. Colerain to be number 1 and have to play a team like St. X, who's at number 8. That's not good for Colerain.
I wouldn't hate it. So, Northwest. So, Tony down in the truck tells us next week we're covering the Winton Woods Columbus DeSales ball game. In the final week of the regular season, we'll be covering Northwest Knights against Harrison.
Wow, final week, Jake. Football season has flown by.
I'm telling you.
Quarterback draw right here.
There'll be a flag on the play. Runs through Northwest tacklers and Crawford.
Illegal shift against Mount Healthy. I tell you, it's been a lot of laundry on the field, Jake, and that's one thing, good officials, they don't want to be heard from. And early in this ball game, we sent a lot of laundry.
Which is extending the playing time of this game. See on the replay here.
Looks like Mount Healthy's just shooting herself in the foot, penalty after penalty.
Yeah, because this is, as we approach halftime, a score near before halftime in a game like this, a lot of times determines the winner.
Yes, it does. And you don't want a team like Northwest to hang around and hang around. It can be trouble for Mount Healthy.
Knights break through again. Pass is off, but it's going to be incomplete.
And that's what you want to do if you're Northwest. You want to put Mount Healthy in a third and long. Make Mount Healthy beat you by throwing the football. You know they can run the ball. Make them beat you by throwing the football.
So we see where Coach Lee Johnson of the Northwest Knights, talking to him before the game, he's heaping praise upon his team, knowing that, we see on the play, here's Mike.
Wide open.
That's caught in the end zone.
That is a bad call. He never stepped on the line. That should be a touchdown.
He's out of bounds.
Unfortunately, we do not have replay, but he was not on the line. That should be a touchdown.
See the reception made, but
he was nowhere near the out of bounds line. That should really be a touchdown, Jake.
you see Michael Crawford, though, rolling to his left, threw that ball.
Wow.
This is the way they looked in practice, where these guys can get open.
There's a good shot right here, Jake.
Looks like we got a timeout. Mount Healthy.
No. It looks like, but he wasn't on the line though. It looks like it, but he wasn't there. So unfortunately, they missed one. You can see it right there. Unfortunately, no way near it. But that's a good thing we don't have. Yeah, but they said he was out of bounds. It's a good thing we don't have replay in high school football sometimes.
Well, he must have been out of bounds. Or, this is Mount Healthy, Coach. We have a sparse crowd tonight, especially across the field for the Northwest Knights.
Yeah, the first time the weather changes, the real football fans come out, Jake. You know what I mean? Little rain, little temperature drop.
You see the play, first and goal.
Mincy, touchdown.
And he's called a touchdown on the play.
Officials take it away, officials give it. Mincy with a 2-yard run.
Pending the outcome of this point after, we got a score of Mount Healthy Fighting Owls.
Wow, he must have dragged people about 3 or 4 yards on that run.
6.
You can definitely see how strong Mincy is. He dragged those players about 3 or 4 yards.
And the thing, the way it looks to me, in the second half of this game, Mount Healthy realizes they can throw the ball as well as run the ball.
Yes, they can. That doesn't bode well for our Northwest either. Oh, bad snap. Fire.
Fire drill.
Do they call fire anymore, Jake, or is that just an old football term?
They still do. I know, well, I'm not going to give it away. I've heard it called in practice. But, 8:10 left to go in the half. We got to score the home Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 12, and the visiting Northwest Knights 6. So no one's converted a point after in this game yet. So this is where the Northwest Knights are going to have to come up with a respectable return on this.
Yeah, I mean, they're just down one score, Jake. I mean, like I said, this bodes well for Northwest, hanging around. Mount Healthy's going to have to put their feet on the pedal and try to really get some distance between them and Northwest. You do not want a team like Northwest hanging around because anything can happen.
Yep. Losing that game last week, team was hanging around for a while until they got their act together. But again, this game here, you have the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls chance to be in the playoffs, and I don't think they want to go away from this game knowing that the Northwest Knights is the one that put the dagger on their playoff chance.
No, you don't.
Got the whistle blown. Sosa steps into this kick, another short one. Knights fall on this ball on their 34-yard line.
It's either Mount Healthy don't have trust in their kickoff team because they're just giving up 10, 15 yards in kickoffs. I don't know if you can go far in the playoffs giving up that kind of yards on kickoffs.
Well, there's got to be a reason for it. I mean, I don't know what it is, but like you say, it's too much to just say, here you go, and start from. Okay, so we see Cherry under center. He's been on the sideline for a long time. Kicks his man in motion.
Look like Bobby Green real quick, up in the middle.
You see on the replay where they got kicked this man into motion. If these guys, it's number 22, Gage Starrett, that the Knights are kicking into motion, the Fighting Owls don't need to go to sleep on this guy because eventually, if you do, he's going to have this ball running through your defense.
Look like we got some misdirection coming up right here.
So, give inside, but very little yardage, and it's going to be a flag on the Knights for a false start, more than likely, on this. Illegal shift against the Knights. 7:19 left to go in the half. See on this replay here. This is where the Knights need to take advantage of this time left before the half. Penalty's been declined, so it's going to be third down. 3rd and 7. Here comes the Knights. Cherry back there.
High snap.
Double
Misdirection
reverse.
right into confusion.
Fighting Owl defense was all over that one.
Yes, they were, and everybody just stayed home, stayed in their lane, and came upfield, and that misdirection came right into where the defense was staying in their lane and playing disciplined defense. Good game tackling defense right there from Mount Healthy.
It's going to bring us to a 4th and 9 on this play. 6:31 left to go in the half. Noah Hill back here. Fighting Owls standing on their 35-yard line to receive this kick. It's off. It's going to touch up on about the 25 and take a nice bounce, and it's rolling down to about the 8-yard line where it's picked up. And now he's still on his feet. The tackle at the 10-yard line by the Knights special teams by number 50.
Well, and that was a good punt right there from Northwest. You gained a little field position right there, picked it up at the 10, and That might bode well for them. The Owls have to go about 90 yards to get a touchdown.
Kevin Buckner, one of the key players on that tackle for the night special teams. This is where the Fighting Owls got to be careful on offense not to let this ball get loose on the carpet down here.
Yes, sir. Right here, I think they backed up against their own goal lines. We'll see a lot of Mr. Mincy down here.
Ty Mincy. Fakes the give to Mincy. He pitches out to the guy in motion. There's going to be a flag on the play.
Holding against my healthy.
Holding against number 5. Holding half the distance to the goal line.
Well, you really want to be careful down here handling the football with your backs against the wall.
Yeah, that was a little bit too cute a play call for that situation.
Thank you, Jake. I echo that same sentiments.
So this ball is going to be set down on the Fighting Owl 4-yard line. 5:57 left to go in the half. Under center. There's Mincy with the ball. He's forced outside, and looks like the guy was holding the night defender on that play. And yes, the flag is out. So this Fighting Owls are shooting itself into the foot. See on the replay here, he should have just given it to Mincy.
Whoa, that was blatant. That was right there. They had to call that. I mean, it was right in front of the official.
If they keep Fighting Owls keep this up, they're going to be doing an electric slide across their own goal line here.
Yeah, they almost there. Were they on the 2-yard line? Like they're going to be on the 1-yard line.
Now this is where the night defense has to make sure that they keep the pressure on. It's 1st down and 18. They could get the ball in good position, good shape here.
Quarterback sneak here, Jake?
Uh-huh.
Oh, jump pass.
Jump pass, but that's knocked down.
Wow, that's a lot. It takes a lot of guts to throw a jump pass down there with your back
there
against the wall. It was a good call. I mean, they had 8-9 guys up in the box.
Yeah, because if a play like that works, the guy could still be running.
Yes,
possibly.
he could. Yes, he could.
Looks like this nose tackle on the Knights, big number 75, Isri Julius, is occupying all kind of blockers.
Fumble
Ball
in the
got
end
on the
zone,
floor.
safety.
Casey. This is where Northwest Knights defense get this safety.
Is it a safety or a touchdown? Wow, touchdown.
Okay, they're calling this a touchdown for the Knights. And this is where, again, you could sense that they kept shooting themselves in the foot and keep moving back.
Yeah, it is a touchdown. They got a little fancy down here where you just want to do a basic handoff, no trickery, no nothing. But it backfired on the Owls.
See who got on that ball for the Knights. That's number 33 on that recovery.
Well, when the elements are like what they
Cherry.
excuse me, Jake, when the elements are what they are, you have to be really careful handling that football with your backs against the wall.
Melanie Wilsbach missed that extra point. So all the point afters have been missed in this ball game. So with 5:35 left to go in the half here, we have a score of the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 12 and the Northwest Knights 12.
Wow, a little cutes back there. That was just a little basic handoff. Really hit the center right there. Center quarterback exchange. It hit the center up under his buttocks and flopped into the end zone. You can't have those kind of mistakes down there with your backs against the wall.
That's good. That's going to make this game very interesting.
Yes, it is.
So we'll see what happens now. We've been scratching our head about these fighting out kickoffs lately. Mitch, we'll have to see what they come up with on this. Oh, that's right. What's wrong? They're about to kick off to Mount Healthy.
Yeah, and both teams seem to be kicking the ball short. I mean, My Healthy really doesn't have anybody back deep. Why not kick it deep? You know, you keep giving up 10, 15 yards on a kickoff. I mean, that can come back to haunt you. It's a field position type ball game now.
Definitely. It's, again, a short kick. Picked up by the Fighting Owls. He's run right in, and he should get past his first line, but still on the tiptoes the sideline for decent yardage. See on the replay here where he's decisive and runs out of that. He gets a nice block.
Tiptoes for about 5-7 yards.
It looks like
Deontay Hall.
they're going to call this ball in here on the 33-yard line of the Fighting Owls. Okay, so here's the Fighting Owls over the ball. Under center, Michael Crawford, man in motion. Here's the give to Mincy. Pickup of about 4.
Now that was the play that you was hoping to see when their backs was against the wall, Jake. You have to be really careful right there. You can't let a team like Northwest hang around in this game.
Yeah, I think Fighting Owls learned their lesson about that.
Yeah, and I think the Fighting Owls are playing a little lethargic right now. I think when they go into halftime, they might get an earful from the coach.
Go. Crawford rolling to his left, throws his ball out of the vicinity of everybody on the field.
Where he went to, he made a bad decision right there. He had a number 7 underneath in the quick out, and he chose to try to go for it all right there. You got to take what the defense gives you, and they gave him the quick 10 out right here on number 7 that was in the slot. It's bad read right there from the quarterback of My Healthy, Michael Crawford.
3rd and 5, 4:44 left to go in the half. This is where Fighting Owls need to maintain possession. Crawford rolling to his left. This ball is complete. Cross midfield down the sideline for the Fighting Owls. Still on his feet and still in bounds. Finally knocked out at the, looks like the Knight 25-yard line.
Great call right there. Misdirection. Went one way, come back the other way, and Mincy was wide open in the flat.
Yeah, that's where the Knights let it get away on that play.
Big play right there from Mount Healthy. The Knights fell asleep right there on that defensive play right there. Comes another pass. No.
Crawford gives to Mincy. Hard-earned couple yards on that play.
Picked up 5 on that one, Jake.
Brought down by number 25 of the Knights. Jaquan Weathersby. Second and 5, 4:07 left to go in the half. There's number 7 with the carry on that handoff. That's going to be Brandon Lanier. Brandon Lanier. Third and 1. See, this is where the Fighting Owls demonstrate that they got someone else they can hand the ball to. Fresh legs. Up the middle, through all traffic, and into the end zone. Touchdown. Mount Healthy Fighting Owls. Ty Mincy.
That was a great run right there from Mincy, right up the middle. You're not going to tackle that young man with just arms. You have to wrap him.
Yeah, it just seems like the night defense in the key moment on the key down, they just let it get away.
Yeah, that misdirection pass play to Mincy really hurt Northwest. They needed a 3 and out to get off the field, and they didn't get it. Come back to Hana.
So we'll see here if point after can be converted in this ball game.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 here, Jake. Why not?
Yeah,
They're 0 for 2
point.
on the extra points. Why not go for it?
Lining up for 2-point conversion.
See what happens. Michael Crawford probably wants to take it himself.
Oh, that was doomed from the start.
Fake inside, try to throw over the top, but incomplete. So with 3:30 left to go in the first half here from Mount Healthy, we have a score to Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 18 and the Northwest Knights 12. See on the straight up the middle.
Straight up the middle from Mincy. I mean, a lot of arm tackles right there
It's like-
off two, and tackled into the end zone, which is a little bit too late.
It's like they double teamed. They got enough hats on number 75, the nose tackle. Diego Neri in there on that point after blew that up in the backfield. Yeah, so, but again, like if you're going to be in the playoffs, you're going to be playing in this kind of weather at some point. Of course, Todd Mincy was voted Tri-State Player of the Week for Week 7 based on his efforts in last week's game.
Yeah, and I was looking for a big game from him today.
And that call's caught on the 23 of the Knights. There's a round left in. He's still on his feet, but now he's waiting, and he's shoved out of bounds. Looks like about the 40-yard line of the Knights. .321 left to go in the half. This ball's going to be on the 39-yard line, where the Knights have some time to try to answer. Number 15 with the catch, Julian Cornwall. And
Well, the Northwest has to get something going. Right now, the Owls are not respecting their passing game. They're not really respecting their running game. So what do you got to do? You got to pull a rabbit out your hat and come up with something.
so here the Knights come back on the field. Demond Cherry.
Oh,
What's I'll start here, and Knights are going to be going backward here.
yeah, and Northwest continues to, Mount Healthy continues to have 7, 8 guys up in the box. You know, so they're forcing Northwest to throw the football.
Biggest thing Northwest could do now is maintain possession. Can't have no turnover back here. Cherry is hauled down. The whole Mount Healthy defense was on the case.
Yes, they are. They just pinning their ears back and coming, daring Northwest to throw the football.
What a tackle.
It's a big possession right here for Northwest. I mean, they really have to try to put something on the board. If not, they could be in trouble come halftime. If Mount Healthy gets this football back.
That's what they can't let happen before halftime. They have to maintain possession.
Misdirection, but the guys are staying at home on defense and
Julian
staying in their lanes, and
Cornwell.
this place wasn't happening. So you can see they've been taught about this misdirection from Northwest because the guys are coming up in their lane, in their gaps, staying home, and it's tough to try to get some misdirection plays.
2:14 left to go in the half. 3rd and 19.
Yes, 3rd and 19, and I think Northwest needs to really use a lot of clock on calling these plays.
Cherry looking to throw. He's going to
Quarterback
keep
draw.
himself. Gets good yardage. Going to be taken down at his own 37, 8-yard line there. Going to be 4th down. So the Knights send Noah Hill out here for this punt. Owls have their guy standing on his own 36-yard line to receive this kick. Clock still rolling.
Yeah, and the thing about this, My Healthy don't have any timeouts left, which is coming back to haunt them.
Okay, so the Knights let this clock run down for all they can, and now they call a timeout. 1:11 left to go in the half. This is where they're going to need to execute a nice kick.
Yes, it is. Right here, they need to really try to gain some field advantage right here because you cannot give My Healthy a short field with 1:11 to go. But one thing's in Northwest favor. My Healthy doesn't have any timeouts left in this half, Jake.
That's going to be in their favor, but they're going to have to make sure they get a good kick and good coverage of this kick. Not somehow let the Fighting Owls end up with a short field on this.
Yeah, and at halftime, Jake, it's Elder 10, Wentwood 7. So it looks like they got a nice little close game going up there in the pit over in Elder.
It's probably raining over there like it is here, maybe. And so Hill, he's got the snap. Kick is off. A howitzer. This ball's boom. It's going to touch up on the 20. Picked up by the Fighting Owls. There's a flag. Probably blocking the back. He runs it up to his own 25-yard line. The officials have to sort out this holding on the play. So they're going to move this ball back some more. 58 seconds left to go in the half.
So do My Healthy look to try to get something, or are they just going to try to run the clock and go to halftime up 18-12?
Well, they got to just go to halftime on this deal.
Yeah, I mean, don't try to do too much. Just hand it off and get to halftime.
We've been wrong before, but I don't think we're wrong on this one.
Yeah, we've been wrong quite a few times there, Jake.
You see, this weather is definitely going to be a factor for whatever's left of this game.
And it has been a factor. I mean, it's kept the game close.
Let's see, with the carry, it's across the 15-yard line here with the ball. He couldn't play. Clock rolling, 45 seconds. Whistle. It's a legal procedure call. Is going to push y'all's back.
You know, we normally do the stats at halftime, Jake, and one of the things I like to see in the stats is how many flags have been on the field. There's been a plethora of flags on the field.
I see a flag right there. They must have never picked up. Right there by the tent. So here's Michael Crawford on the center. Night defense looking to come. Crawford rolling to his left, and he's hit hard. Like the night defender came up to meet that. As the clock runs down, we have a score at halftime here of the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 18 and the visiting Northwest Knights 12. Waycross Community Media will be more for you after halftime. This Waycross community media program is made possible by Fusible, Asian Grill and Sushi, Driver Ed Academy, where your safety begins, Anderson Automatic Heating and Cooling, Mullally Detail Specialist, CSL Plasma, good for you, great for life, and Joseph Toyota of Cincinnati.
Service you can trust. From the most trustworthy brand. Where your neighbor chooses to put their trust. Easy. True. Clear. Shop the Joseph Toyota Advantage. Closer to your home than you think.
Welcome to the second half of action from Mount Healthy High School, where we have a score of the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 18 and the Northwest Knights 12. We've had a lot of rain in this contest tonight, and it's really been having an effect on the play. I don't think anyone's converted a point after touchdown yet. Mitch, what can you tell us about the stats over the first half of this contest?
Well, you look at some of the things that's going on in the first half for Northwest. You have Damon Cherry, four rushes for 34 yards. Bobby Green, 5 for 16. Jaheim Cherry, 1 for 8. Junior Cromwell, -2, and Gage Sterrett, -1. But for Mount Healthy, you've been having a workhorse in Mincy, 18 for 91, Crawford, 8 for 23, and Kelly, 2 for 17, and Lanier, 2 for 8. In passing, you got Damon Cherry, really attempt nothing, and My Healthy Crawford, 3 for 6 for 68 yards. And one of the telltale signs that's going on in this half is Mincy. They are trying to establish him up in middle, and when they do, he does a good job. And right now, Northwest is kind of lucky to be still in this ball game. And when you get the elements that we've been getting during the ball game, you expect a game like this, Jay.
That's right, Mitch. And like you say, Northwest is lucky to be in this ball game still, mainly by the virtue of Mount Healthy shooting themselves in the foot in that one drive down here and allowing the fumble in the end zone recovered by the Knights. Before we get too far into the second half, I want to send my thanks and shout out to Frank's Diner at the triangle of Pippin and Daly Road for the fine press box spread of chili. So we see the Knights getting ready to kick this ball over to the Fighting Owls here. Noah Hill sticks into it. It's going to be that short kick, and it's grabbed. Nice catch by the hands team there.
I don't think they really deliberately try not to kick the ball deep. I just don't think they have anyone capable of kicking it deep, Jay.
Well,
and one of the things, this is great field position right here for Mount Healthy. They're one of the things that was going into their favor was that they got the football back after half, and they had the momentum, so they can really pick up where they left off.
Well, I wasn't the fly on the wall in that Mount Healthy locker room, but I'm sure Coach R.V. Crouch had his ability to keep these guys motivated. He gives a good rah-rah speech. I like the way he talks to his players. They respond. And he's been at the helm here at the Fighting Owls for a number of years now.
Yeah, and like you said, Jake, I'm sure he really let them have it at halftime. They really was lethargic in their playing. They really wasn't flying around like they normally do. So we'll see what goes on in this half.
Okay, so it's like they're under center now. Crawford rolling, throwing this ball complete. This man's still out in open field. Finally brought down by Knight defenders at the Knight 28-yard line. Would it be 1st and 10?
Nice little fake right here. Found Devontae Hall wide open right down in the middle of the field.
Well, this is kind of similar to the way the look they had at practice. Guys getting open and guys not afraid to run across the middle.
Well, and it looks like Mount Healthy is a team that really don't like to throw the football, but when they throw it, they do have a chance of completing the pass, but it's not a strong point in their overall game. You can see what they really do is like to run the ball with Mincy up the middle and a lot of misdirection. But if they want to go far in the playoffs coming up in a couple weeks, they have to really work on their passing game.
Well, like you say, though, they pass just enough, even though it's not their strong point. Certainly enough to have it on film to keep opponents honest. Mincy with the give inside, Mincy with the carry.
And I really like when you can see when Mincy lines up about 3 yards in the backfield, he's going to really get the ball. They're really going to run the ball. But one of the things that I like about that is that it's a quick hitter, and while the blocks are developing, Mincy's able to read the blocks and get a plus yardage.
Yeah, he can definitely have it. He's got that vision. Reminds me a lot of Mayan Williams over there at Witten Woods.
But the thing, Mayan usually takes a lot of those runs to the house.
Run outside, and he's finally pushed out of bounds there. Michael Crawford, he can beat you with his wheels.
Yeah, and he's having some success right there, but the only thing that I really take from that play right there is the pitch man is really taking himself out of the play.
Like we got 10:04 left to go in the third quarter here. Ball's on the northwest 9-yard line. Mincy with the carry runs through a guy and over the next guy. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls. That's the play that could be the dagger.
Yeah, but you see it, excessive celebration. I kind of hate to see that kind of penalty come, but that was an excellent run right there from Mincy.
He ran over Barry Brown, Northwest defender. Nothing was able to slow him down on that carry. A little bit of celebrating.
A little excessive celebration. I mean, that's what kids do. I really hate to see that penalty. You know, let the guys, let them enjoy themselves a little bit. But, you know, when you got a rivalry game of this nature, you really got to keep control of the game.
It looks like we're going to be forced into a 2-point conversion attempt on this.
Unsportsmanlike conduct call. Lose the ball back to the point after.
So, ball's blown into play. Have to see what the Fighting Owls come up with. This is where they're going to get a chance to throw this ball again. Looking to throw over the middle deep. Pass is intercepted by the Knights. Diego Neri on the interception there.
Wow, great run right there from Mincy.
Mincy just, Barry Brown ran through him like he was a guardrail, 18-wheeler.
Wow.
Boom. But I give the man credit. Again, the defender, a lot of defenders would have shied away from that.
You know, that run right there reminds me of Herschel Walker when he first got in the game against Tennessee when he was a freshman and ran right over Bill Bates.
Oh, man, well, that happened a long time ago.
Well, I am kind of telling on myself, Jake.
Sounds like that was in the era when Kijana Carter was running folks over. for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, I think it was quite a few years before whatever his name, Giacona Carter, whatever his name. See, he didn't really have a relevant place in Cincinnati history. I kind of forgot his name.
I knew I would swear that Cincinnati Bengals fan by bringing up that name.
Well, you know, my Bengals got a tough game coming up this week.
No, they don't.
If we can pick this game up, you know, this will really put us in the driver's seat.
Okay, driver's seat. How many games into the season? Come on, man.
This is going to be, what, game
They haven't
6?
even played the Browns yet.
Well, the Browns should be undefeated, but don't tell them that.
There's the Knights with the ball. There's number 10. That's Bobby Green. And Bobby Green is one of the bright lights with the ball for the Northwest Knights tonight. See on the replay here where Bobby Green says, let me get this ball. And it's a halfway decent block and gets what he can.
Yeah, and it wasn't really a whole bunch of room right there, you know.
This is where that rain, you can see the body language on some of these players. That rain is chilly and damp.
Starting to take its toll on some of the players, Jake.
So here comes the Knights over the ball. Cherry under center. Kicks the man in motion. Gives inside and nice pickup. Bobby Green. Looks like he's got about a 5-yard gain on his play.
Well, you really got to give it to the diminutive one. I tell you, really taking it up in there. You know, he's every bit of 5'3" soaking wet and a 34 soaking wet. So he's got a lot of heart.
Under center. Cherry kicks this man in motion. Hand off inside the Green this time, but Fighting Out defense is waiting there.
Yeah, and they got 8 or 9 guys up in the box. They're daring Northwest to throw the football, which is not happening right now.
Third and 5, 8:54 left to go in the third quarter. Fighting Owls leading this affair 24-12.
Big possession right here for Northwest. They have to come up with something.
This is where Cherry's going to have to take his senior leadership. There he's back to throw, but they flush him out. He gets his pass off. Ball is dropped. This receiver turned without the ball.
Yeah, he forgot the most important part of the play, the football.
You see on this replay here where number 33, Jaheim Cherry. So that was his brother he was throwing to. I heard about that in the morning over cereal.
Well, for some reason, it doesn't seem like Northwest is they're not just crisp with their play calling and execution tonight.
There's Noah Hill with the kick, and again, this ball touches up and takes the Northwest roll, and almost let go of by the Fighting Owl receiver, but the Fighting Owls will take over, looks like, on their own 33-yard line.
Almost another break right there for Northwest, but fortunately, Mount Healthy was able to recover their own fumble.
8:21 left to go in the third quarter. I tell you though, I said I've seen a little bit of practice, and this guy Noah Hill is starting to really come into his own as a punter. Big guy like that, you know, you think he can stick his foot in there for him. And off, trying to get outside. He's going to get a block to spring him outside. He's up the street. He's got to make a move on a man, but there's a flag on the field. Diego Neary able to haul him down for the Knights on the Knight 26-yard line, but we'll have to see what the story is on illegal use of the hands, Mount Healthy. So runs going back.
Here we go right here with this jet sweep right here. Great blocking on the outside, and he was able to cut it back in, Jake, for an excellent run, but unfortunately, it's coming back.
I guess the Knights were very fortunate that that play didn't go all the way. There it is right there.
That's a tough call because he was fighting the guy all the way in front, and the guy turned around, and I really don't think it really had no bearing on the play.
Mincy on the carry is cutting inside and outside of blocks, and this is starting to wear on the Knight defense.
Yes, it is. They've been out there for a long time, Jake, and whenever you're on the field as much as they've been on the field, it takes its toll, especially with a runner of Mincy's caliber.
Julian Cornwall able to stick his nose in and make the tackle. This guy number 1 has the ball on the jet sweep. This is Jamal Kelly. To Sean Horton on the tackle for the Knights. See on the replay. Going to make it a 3rd down and 3 here. This is where, if you're the Fighting Owls, you'd rather just maintain possession of this ball. Man in motion. Hand off.
Mincy is really starting to really impose his will in the running game for Mount Healthy.
Yes, he is, as the chain gang gets the stepping across on the far sideline. 6:42 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
And that's what you want to do if you're Mount Healthy. Take some time off the clock, maintain possession, and keep getting positive yards.
You're not going to tackle Mincy up around his shoulders.
No, you're not going to arm tackle that young man.
Mincy with the carry again up the middle, but this time the Knight defenders got that one stuck.
And it looks like Mincy's down on the play.
Mincy's down. Looks like a rising with the right ankle maybe?
Looks like it. That's not
Calf.
a good sign.
We're going to have to have an injury timeout. 6:22 left to go in the 3rd quarter. See on the replay. He goes straight in there and okay. Yeah, he kind of hyperextended himself a little bit too.
Well, you kind of hate to see this for a young guy that already had to miss 5 games from the get-go of the season. Looks like he's getting up and walking off on his own power.
Yeah. He should be, all right. It's where they need a stationary bike on the sideline for him to go sit on and pump on that stationary bike. You don't want that one to get stiff on a day like this or an evening like this.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But one of the things is you're up 24-12. You want to continue to run the ball, get positive yardage, and maybe you don't have to use him anymore this game. Keep him fresh for next week.
Well, I could see number 7, Brandon Lanier in the game, and he spelled Mincy earlier the first half, and looked like he did a respectable job of knowing what to do with the ball.
And one of the things about Lanier is he's 6'3", so he's carrying an awful lot of weight back there, so you can feed Lanier also.
That's probably what's about to happen. No, keeps it himself. He steps out of a tackle, still on his feet. He's got a block. He's around the sideline. Forced out of bounds at the Knight 30-yard line by Mr. Julian Cornwall. See the replay. I mean, the Knights probably thought that number 7 was going to get the carry.
And that was all Mr. Crawford right there.
But that's what you got to have in a quarterback, is someone who's willing to take the ball and beat you with his legs.
Well, yes, and he's capable of doing it. He has that elusive feet back there. He can do just about anything he wants to.
Got this carry around right in, but he's forced out of bounds on the far sideline.
Great defense right there from Northwest. Everybody stayed at home. The ends was disciplined, and they got nice speed out on the outside also.
Like, number 13 for the Knights getting that pushed out of bounds. Barry Brown making up for that play a little earlier. It's like I heard down the other end of the press box where the Windward Warriors are up on top of the Elder Panthers 14-10, Mitch.
Hey, that's good news to hear.
There's number 7, Lanier Brandon with the carry. The middle looks like we got a Knight defender down, getting up slow. Plants that foot and changes direction, and it's like number 25.
Third down and 5 at the 30.
35, looks like the hard count gets the Knights to jump offside. Where the Chains will have to get to step in once more on the far sideline.
Well, and one of the things, this is a nice drive right here from Mount Healthy, but the players really need to quit running out of bounds.
You got an Uber driver waiting double parked out there. There's a carry inside. It's like that carries, they got Mincy back in the game here.
Wow, he must be okay. But I really like that Brandon Lanier, 6'3". He's only a junior, carrying 220 pounds. Wow.
Yep, that's going to be somebody that is going to be knocking some heads.
Yeah, or playing somewhere next year or the year after on a Saturday.
Pulls it out of Mitch's gut.
Whoa, now that was a time to pitch the football. But, I don't think they really want to pitch it, so.
4:17 left to go in the third quarter. This is where, if you're Mount Healthy, you just want to keep this clock moving.
Exactly. That's exactly what you want to do. You're getting positive yards. You shortening the game. You're eating up time. So, hey, everything's going your way.
Crawford under center. No yardage on a play. Northwest defense can get stout every now and then.
Yeah, they can get a little stingy on defense right there. They stay in their gas, especially on those quick hitters.
What we see over on the far sideline where the supporters of the Northwest Knights over there are almost few and far between. But at this point in the season, they got just as many really defenders as the Fighting Owls have supporters over here. So the timeout is called. 3:19 left to go in the third quarter here from Down Low Stadium. So this is going to be a 4th and 3 call. Because Coach R.V. Crouch wants to make sure that these guys know exactly what he wants to happen on this play. See, this rain is just, it won't let up.
No, and one of the things, it's a little chilly out there, Jake, so, hey, you got to give it to our good fans that showed up to support these kids out here playing today.
That's right. You need that nation behind you. Of course, senior night for the Fighting Owls here. I guess we'll be at Northwest High School for their senior night in a couple of weeks against the Harrison Wildcats. Back to throw. They're all over him. Still keeps the ball. He's going to get what he can and out of bounds. So that's going to, looks like he's going to have the first down. Chain gang stepping again over on the far sideline.
Yes, it looks like a nice positive pickup right here for Mount Healthy.
So it's 1st and 10, ball on 11. The Owls could still make a first down, but I don't think they wanted to depend on that from this point. Back to throws. Pass is complete. Night defenders are up on him, and he's going to be thrown down for a loss.
Yeah, it looked like they had a good little flare out right there, and Northwest was sitting at home waiting on them.
Well, I guess that's something you may just want to put on film, but you can't make a living on a play like that.
No. I think that was a play just to keep Northwest honest and saying they will throw the ball. But I'm pretty sure we'll see a couple quick hitters right here with Mr. Mincy.
Clock rolling, 2:33 left to go in the third quarter. Fakes to give, he keeps it, he pitches this time. No, he kept it. Michael Crawford kept that ball. No gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
On the ball. At the 10-yard line, 3rd down and 9.
This is where, again, the night defense
Big play right here.
stand up. He's been letting it get away on 3rd down pretty much all night long.
Yeah, I mean, they need to try to get off the field.
Crawford looking around. He's under center now. Man in motion. Turns. He's looking to throw this ball rolling to his right. Pumps the fake. Still on his feet. Guys can't get him. They got him run out of bounds.
Wow, that was close to almost a fumble. The tackler was really swiping after the football and trying to bring him down.
On the replay there, nice stiff arm to avoid that, and he has enough speed to outrun this defender. And that was a fumble out of bounds.
Wow, that was close.
So this is where, with 1:29 left to go in the third quarter, I guess this is 4-down territory, but whatever play they got called, you got to be careful of that one.
Oh, that was so close to being a fumble.
Crawford rolling to his right again. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown. Mount Healthy fighting out. That play was well executed. Again, from what I saw the other day, he's got guys that can get open.
Had him open.
So I guess the Fighting Owls are probably going to go for a 2-point conversion on this.
Why not? You done failed on the other ones.
.123 left to go in the third quarter. Pending the outcome of this point after, we have a score of Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 30 and the Northwest Knights 12. Got Deontay Hall, little hitch in his giddy up as he gets off the field. So here they are. Fighting Owls line up to attempt this 2-point conversion. He's rolling left. He's got night defenders in on him. Now he's got a bunch. Now he's going to have to do something, and he throws it away.
Great decision right there.
So another failed point after attempt.
you can see right here, he's just rolling right here, had him wide open over in the flat.
Penalty on the out, and that was man downfield.
Of course, it's Crawford, Michael Crawford, he looks like he's got the kind of wheels where they don't really know for sure what he's going to do. And if he pump fakes and they jump, he's going to pull it in and run right around them possibly. So do we know anything about what happened over there at the pit?
Last score update, it was Wentwoods 14, Elder 10. Which bode well for the Warriors. If they go in there and get a big victory like that, that might be the team of the week.
Okay, we got an update. 21-10 Wittenwoods over the Elder Panthers now.
The Warriors are up there and up in Elder wreaking havoc.
See if they can pull this game out and beat Elder. That means they beat the Panthers 3 out of the last 4 years. Ball's kicked off. He's going to roll out of bounds on the 20-yard line.
Well, Jake, one of the things Mount Healthy is really starting to really do is establish their running game. They're really starting to have nice long drives.
Sean, stay in! Hey, Sean's on the sideline. Put Sean in.
We got a nice little score update up there in Middletown. Bishop Fenwick 10, Purcell Marion 7. Nice little fight going on there from the Cavaliers up there in Middletown.
Of course, Fenwick, aren't they near the top of the heap in that?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Whoa. Can't get Tony mad at us.
There's a given side. He's got run through the first line of defenders, and he's near first down. Probably about an 8 or 9 yard pickup for the Knights. This is where you're the Knights. You just want to make sure that you give a good account of yourself and play hard. Cherry under center. Drop straight back. Looking to throw. Now he's being flushed. He's got an opening in the middle, and he's running for it. But he can't run out of that tackle. But he does have a first down, so the chains are going to be moving on the far sideline.
Great open field tackle right there from Mount Healthy defender.
Exactly, because I see DeMond Cherry outsmart a lot of defenders on a play like that. See on the replay here, and Cherry didn't waste any time making up his decision that he was going to have to run for it either. 1st and 10, this ball is on their own 43-yard line. Cherry looking to throw, this ball is incomplete. It's knocked out of his hands by a defender there.
You know, Jake, as I looked at that play develop right there, sometimes you have to wonder what are some of these offensive coordinators thinking about having these guys run these outs and keep continuing to keep running. Sometimes they just need to sit down in the seam and catch the football.
Yeah, because by him having his back to the defender.
That wasn't looking pretty.
I think Cherry probably is going to figure I might as well try to run again at some point. Fakes to give. Now here comes Cherry with the ball. He's still on his feet. He twists around. He's going to have another first down.
Got a first down, but not before the quarter runs out. So my Healthy is definitely stringing up, putting up points and running out time.
Oh, clock rolls, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter here.
At the end of the third quarter,
We have a score of the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 30 and the Northwest Knights 12. See Coach R.V. Crouch over there on the sideline for the Fighting Owls, and body language indicates that he's satisfied. See here on this touchdown here to throw it out this guy in the flat. It's number 11 there, Deontay Hall. Yep. I think the Fighting Owls throw plenty well enough to complement their run game.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they don't get a lot of it, but when they do throw, here the last couple pass plays, they've been halfway accurate. But this is what they have to establish going into the end of the season. You know, when you get in that playoff, you can't be one-dimensional.
That's true. Demond Cherry under center, this ball 44-yard line of the Owls. Cherry around right in, tries to make a move, but he's snowed under by the Fighting Owl defense. Sean Harkness, number 8, on the tackle for the Fighting Owls. .11:29, clock moving. Knights break the huddle. Cherry directing traffic. Under center. Drop straight back. We're going to throw this ball. Throw this ball deep down the left sideline, but it's going to be incomplete. We're going to have a flag on the plays. Pass interference against Northwest. Offensive pass interference.
Offensive pass interference on the night.
Yeah, that was great coverage right there for Mount Healthy. That's all he had. That's the only play he had was to interfere with the defender on that play.
See, that would have been a nice play for a back shoulder adjustment. And then he could at least avoided the offensive pass interference.
You're exactly right there, Jake. That was a place right there where a back shoulder throw would have really came into play and helped him out. That's something that they have to really work on in practice, these back shoulder throws. You know, you got to get a lot of reps in there, and you got to gain trust between the receiver and the quarterback on those back shoulder throws.
But, oh, yeah, there was a definite push. This is where it looks good for the Fighting Owls. Their playoff chances. I don't know what other game scores have to, orchestrate with this score, but just by winning, they're doing the best thing they can do.
Really, they're keeping themselves alive right there, and that's what they have to do. What you really want to do is really work on things that you right now when you're up 3 scores. Work on certain things that you're going to need down a stretch.
So Northwest coming back on the field. Second and 24, ball on the 42. Cherry still looking over at the sideline. Coach Lee Johnson. Third base coach signals into play to him. There's Cherry trying to get what he can. Dips in and out, but he's going to be shoved out of bounds or ran out of bounds on the far sideline. Maybe a yard gain.
Excuse me, Jake. Right there, Mount Healthy showed great discipline, staying at home, and they kind of expected Cherry to do a little quarterback trial.
Third down 23.
So we give him a yard on the play. Make it 3rd and 24. Here we are, the Knights breaking the huddle. Cherry runs up on the center, man in motion, whistle blows.
What we get, delay game? Timeout.
Timeout called by the Northwest Knights. 11:01 left to go in the game.
Northwest is down to one timeout.
Comes the Knights. Mincy back there, Cherry back there, drops it straight back. They flush him out, still on his feet. He loses the tackle, but they catch up to him and knock him out of bounds. So, Mount Healthy, they got to keep their foot on the pedal. Looks like they got this game won tonight, but next week they go out to Harrison and play the Wildcats, and the week after that they go up to Edgewood and play the Cougars. So,
wow, that right there is a tough little last two games of the season, Jake. I mean, especially that Edgewood team. That's a nice little team.
Kick is off, and going to take a night roll. It's going all the way down past the 15-yard line. It's going to lay about the 12-yard line for the Knights.
And not only does Edgewood present a problem on a football field with the players, also for the spotters up in the booth. They can't come with them, what'd you call them, Jack? Those witness protection jerseys they had on last week?
Yeah, well, they'll be the home team in those contests, so I'm sure in their darks it's probably a little bit more plain to read the numerals on those bad boys. Yeah. But yeah, like you say though, Mitch, that's a tough out to play those two teams for, the month of October to finish up with.
Yeah, just it's going to be really close as far as trying to get into the playoffs, and those games definitely matter.
Yeah, because Edgewood, I'm sure, will be in the same predicament where they're trying to scrape their way in and claw their way in. But from what I see tonight, I like Mount Healthy's chances.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. Especially their running game. But Mount Healthy's really got to shore up their passing game. But you know what we've seen out of Edgewood, Jake? Edgewood doesn't throw the ball a lot, so it's going to be both teams with 8 or 9 guys up in the box, and they got to be creative. And I think my Healthy is a very talented team, so they should be okay.
And Mitch, another tiebreaker I see with Mount Healthy over Edgewood is this Edgewood quarterback don't want to run the ball. He's not going to beat you with his feet.
He ain't going to beat you with his feet or his arms, so you definitely got to have to take away Elijah Williams, the running back from Edgewood. And my Healthy ain't going to have to really worry too much about Edgewood throwing the football. They like to run that wing T, and so if they can stay home and stay disciplined, stay in their gaps, that'll bode well for them. They just got to go up there and play with the discipline and do what the coach asked of them.
Yeah, things could align themselves at some point where the Fighting Owls are playing the Warriors maybe down the road. Look at this run. Do an arm tackle, but in the end, that's a nice tackle made by number 9, Isaiah Lovelace. Isaiah Lovelace has given a good account of himself tonight for the Northwest Knights.
Yeah, because I can tell you right there, Mincy had a nice little hole. He got a first down out of this, but you know it was a nice little tackle right there with a little extra at the end of it.
Well, that's number 15 on the tackle,
Man,
Julian Cornwall.
I could tell you that number 7 for my healthy Lanier is a monster back there, and he's only a junior. Wow. Just follow him.
Inside of a tackle, and now outside, he's down the sideline, but he's going to be shoved out of bounds by the Knight defender, Julian Cornwell.
Well, you can see when that play just started, Lanier, he was following Mincy and Lanier, and the hole was humongous. Here you see Lanier coming through, Mincy coming through, and then the quarterback just took it up the field.
But this is where Knight defenders still playing with heart and not just mailing it in with 8:14 left to go in the fair.
Oh, a mix-up in the backfield.
That's still on his feet. Looks like he's going to get about 3-4 yards.
Wow, can you imagine a 1-2 punch with Mincy and Lanier back there in that backfield? Holy cow.
On a dry field?
Yes. Mincy's like he's bigger than all the offensive linemen. Lanier is bigger than all the offensive linemen.
And like I say, they got a good quarterback. This guy, Michael Crawford, he fits what I call, he's not going to beat himself.
No, and he's taking care of the football somewhat. So, like I said, going forward, Mount Healthy was really a good, balanced football team. You know, they got a good running game, but, Jake, I tell you, they really have to work on that passing game.
So 7:31 left to go in the contest here.
And both teams are down to 1 timeout each.
It's the Northwest credit to come in here and still be playing with some semblance of.
Yeah, with two neighborhood rivals like this, you never know what was going to happen early on in the game. Northwest stayed in the contest, but Mount Healthy just took control over it in the third quarter and is continuing with the momentum.
This is the first time I've been at a game in this facility, Mitch, and I don't know. Yeah, they ought to apply to host a playoff game here. Couldn't they host a playoff game here?
You think so? It's a beautiful stadium here.
So here come the Owls addressing this 2nd and 7 play. Give inside.
Jake, I know you've been watching a lot of college football, but at this point right now, who is your Heisman Trophy leading candidate?
I think to me it's still too early to really. But the best guy I like the best is dude at Oklahoma, the quarterback. What's his name?
I like him too, but to me the leading Heisman candidate has to be Tua out of Alabama. This guy he's playing lights out.
Looks like that ball's going to skip on the ground, incomplete.
Tua is.
Well, I haven't seen Alabama play yet this year.
I've watched every game they played, and most of the games are over at halftime. But that quarterback, Tua, he is the best player in college football, in my opinion, going on right now.
Back to throw. Down the right side. This ball tipped.
Should have been intercepted right there.
Intercepted. You're right.
Cornwell Mayer should have picked that off. He had a beat on it.
6:45 left to go in the game. See on the replay here, 50-50 kind of ball, and the Northwest defender high points it, and just Northwest is fortunate it didn't take one of those eyes kind of drop right into his receiver's hands. Cherry fakes the give, and he's around right in, runs through a tackle, but fighting now defenders catch up to him after about a 5-6 yard gain. See, Cherry knew he wasn't even going to give that guy the ball.
Well, and the thing you like to see is, the game going on like this. I would like to see Northwest with a little bit more sense of urgency in this game right here. You ain't gonna win the football game, but if you work on your 2-minute offense, it can go a long way as you advance farther down the season.
6 minutes left to go in the affair. Cherry couldn't get much going on that time.
Yeah, and they're down 3 scores and continue to huddle. I would like to see more of a sense of urgency. Hey, get up onto the line. Let's try to, get in a hurry-up offense and try to do something different.
3rd and 4. Cherry picks up the first down. See, Mitch, I think watching Alabama play every week's got you spoiled here.
Yeah. I mean, watching, I watch a lot of college football, and Jake, and I tell you, Alabama's a well-oiled machine, especially a quarterback with Tua. I think he's just a head above everybody else in college football.
Did you see the latest? Cherry picking up that fumble, and this guy practically folds Cherry up like a suitcase on that tackle.
Yes, he did. He dropped the snap right there. He probably would have done best just laying on the football, but
it's too much grit. He won't do that.
Yeah, this guy's got a little fight in him. But, sometimes you just got to live for the next play, and that's the hardest thing to teach a young quarterback. Live for the next play. Don't try to do it all in one play. Don't try to get it all back in one play. And to me, this is a teachable moment for Northwest. Hey, let's get in our no huddle offense and let's just work on our game. Let's try to do something. We may not win this football game, but we can work on our no huddle here.
It's like
is there a fumble on the play?
It's going to be a fumble, and it's recovered by the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls. And to what you said about Northwest trying to do things here, it looks like they kind of regressed to the point where they were late last season, where pretty much only had one guy that wanted the ball.
Yeah.
Mount Healthy playing with all the gusto, the team that's confident, looking to make a deep run.
And I see my Healthy got their baby turnover chain, putting it on the. yeah. They had a baby turnover chain, Similac chain. They just keep passing by each other. Mm-hmm. Here's the big fella. Oh! If he would have kept his footage, he would have went into the end zone.
Vinci, I'm telling you. Look at that blocker in front of him.
Wow. Great play right there. I mean, God, that hole was humongous.
This is where I see they're coming back in the game with number 7, Brandon Lanier.
It's the big fella, man. He's bigger than everybody out there on the football field. 6'3", quarterback, running back, 220 pounds. At tailback.
So you got Nick Saban looking at him, Mitch.
Yeah.
He's got the ball, and night defenders wisely grab him down by his ankle.
Well, tomorrow night, Missouri plays Alabama. And if you get a chance to check out that game, watch the best player in college football in Tua, the quarterback for Alabama. But quiet as kept, I think UC is going for their 6th straight win. What a day and night story right there.
Yes.
One of the things you have to say about the Bearcats is, you don't know really who made that schedule. Buskin Bakery with all the pastries they keep playing, or I tell you,
Well, it's their conference. I mean, look at this.
wide open.
It's going to be a touchdown. Flag on the play. It's going to nullify the celebration for the Fighting Owls. 2:34 left to go in the affair here.
Flag on the play.
They kind of had everybody in the box. They had everybody in the box right there. Faked a good dive, went over the top.
Yeah, well, this is what they
Alex
should do.
Howard right there on that play. That was a great call.
Yeah, this is where you just want to put some stuff on film for Edgewood and Harrison to think about.
The guy's 6'2".
37, ball on the 16-yard line here. Fighting Owls look like they're anxious to make another score. There's Lamar Brandon with the carry.
Just look at Lanier stand up against all the other guys out there.
4th and 3. Clock rolling. 2 minutes left to go here. Michael Crawford looking it over. Under center. Rolling to his right. Throws his ball complete. Receiver tries to lead defenders, but he's pushed out of bounds about the 3-yard line.
And great effort right there. Jake, and before we get out of here, I didn't really get your picks going into the NFL Sunday this week. Did you say you was picking the Bengals over the Steelers?
Come on, Mitch. I never do that. Listen, the Bengals, you can feel proud all you want about your season. 3 cardiac victories in a row. But I'm telling you, if the Steelers get ahead of you, you're not coming back for no cardiac victory like that.
I just wanted to be on record with your pick, Jake. That's all so are you saying the Steelers over the Bengals?
All the time.
Oh.
Yeah. There's one guy in the Bengals that I will say he's a bad dude. As we see the Fighting Owls cross the goal line for a touchdown there. 1:10 left to go in this affair.
That was Isaiah Daniels, the freshman running back.
So Mount Healthy Fighting Owls got this thing jacked up to a 36-12 score now.
Yeah, you have a running back right there, Isaiah Daniels. Has to be really happy with that. A freshman scoring his first varsity touchdown. Wow, what a moment for the young fella. That carry right there was for the future of my healthy football.
That kick is no good.
That carry right there was for the future of my healthy football. Running back like that, freshman, 5'9", getting to carry the football at the varsity level. Wow, what a weekend he's going to have.
That's big number 32 carrying that ball through there. Isaiah Daniels. Now, Mitch, you got to stop instigating me about these Bengals games when they're playing the Steelers. You know better than that. Now, this guy, James Conner, is from my hometown.
And, by the way, he is from Pittsburgh, isn't he?
He went to the University of Pittsburgh, but he played high school ball in McDowell High School.
What city is that?
Erie, Pennsylvania.
And so...
Same high school, same town that brought you Fred Biletnikoff.
Wow, that's a great high school
That's
right there.
Right.
That was one of my all-time favorite players, was Fred Biletnikoff. Wasn't fast, wasn't the biggest receiver, but he was great.
He knew how to get open.
Yes, he did. I love Fred Biletnikoff.
And that's when he had to take hits going over the middle.
Yes, he did. And yes, he did.
So here's this kick. It's picked up.
But Jake, so I got your pick with the Bengals. Ohio State is playing Minnesota. Are you on record with what?
Come on. Ohio State is playing who?
Minnesota.
Well, and it's at home?
I believe it's at Minnesota.
Come on, Ohio State ought to win that game by 35 points. I mean, ask me what I think about the Browns game. When I'm not rooting for the Steelers, I'm rooting for the Browns.
Well, the Browns is a team that should be undefeated right now, Jake. They lost the games they lost. They should have won, but immaturity hurt them.
In the chain game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's Hugh Jackson should have went for that football. 4th and 2. What's the worst going to happen? You can lose the game.
Yeah, but they already had earned the first down.
Yeah. Yep.
So number 32 with that carry, Austin Rottenhouse. Damon Cherry still looking like he won. Fumble. Hopefully the Knights pick this fumble up. 34 seconds, the clock is rolling down. Clock still rolling, 23 seconds left to go. So it looks like the Owl's Nest has been good to the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls.
Who?
The Owl's Nest, they call this place, I'm thinking.
Who? You get it?
So with the clock rolling down to triple zeros, we have a final score from the Owl's Nest, the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls, 36, and the visiting Northwest Knights, 12. For all the assets of Waycross Community Media and my partners, Mitch Mays, this is Jake Williams saying so long and safe ride home to the Northwest Knights. This Waycross Community Media program is made possible by Fusible, Asian Grill and Sushi, Driver Ed Academy, where your safety begins, Anderson Automatic Heating and Cooling, Mullely's Detail Specialist, CSL Plasma, good for you, great for life, and Joseph Toyota of Cincinnati.
Service you can trust. From the most trustworthy brand. Where your neighbor chooses to put their trust. Easy. True. Clear. Shop the Joseph Toyota Advantage. Closer to your home than you think.